Welcome back to part 2 of our Radiator Condenser Intercooler mashup mounting extravaganza. Let's pick up where we left off in the last episode. Alright, so here's the basic setup and the positioning. I also have this kind of high density foam, like kind of adhesive foam that I'm going to use to sandwich in between the two. So I'll do basically 4 strips around the top, bottom, and the 2 sides, and that'll give me about a ½ inch of clearance and also stop any vibration so nothing rubs through. But I'll use that while I'm doing the brackets so that I can maintain the proper distance away from the radiator. So I'm just going to lay that out and we'll get it positioned, and then we'll start to fab up some brackets, most likely from here. Yeah, I don't know how we're going to do it, but basically I've got these holes here on the sides and the bottom of my condenser, and then on the bottom rail of my radiator and the top rail. So let's see what we can get working. All right, so here's the finished product for the condenser. So what I did here was, this is just stock aluminum channel. I was surprised to find that at my local Ace, and it happened to be the perfect width, or almost. So what I did is I took some of my rubber edging that I've used for other parts of the project and put it on one side, and then sandwiched some of my insulating foam in the middle and drilled some holes. Nutserts, you know the drill, you saw what happened. And here we are. It's kind of anchored. I don't have it, it's not bolted into the condenser up top because I have these brackets on the bottom that I've already fabricated, so they kind of hold it in place. This just keeps it sturdy, and we've got a fully mounted condenser setup. So that's kind of cool because this has been bothering me for a little while how I was going to do that. So that channeled aluminum stock is a great find. So I'm actually going to use that for the bottom of the radiator too, for my mounts with the rubber bushings. So that's the next piece of this. Yeah. Okay, here we are. I am getting this thing finished today. So what I've done is I've taken the original piece, which was part of this front cross member, flipped it on its side. So if you can see here, it was kind of standing up vertically. Now it's going to be horizontal, and I'll shape it to hopefully kind of make it look stock. Might have to come in here and do some clearancing for the hinge, but that'll be okay. So what we're going to do is I've got these two new stoppers. So again, Ace Hardware radiator mounts for the win, I think. And I'm going to cut these down about half size. They're going to sit on top of here, so I'm going to mount them to, again, this aluminum crossbar that I made, and then I'm going to use this half-inch piece of conduit that I found, or like a conduit connector, and we're going to cut that down so that this will basically come in here, and I'll have two tabs up here that kind of put pressure right down on this rubber grommet. So we'll have the entire thing insulated by rubber, and then I've got to make my like cup mount kind of things for the bottom of this. But we're getting close. I know how I'm going to do it, and then I'll basically come in here and weld some plates to be able to mount this and then remove it. That'll kind of be the key for this thing. I need this to be removable in case the engine ever has to come back out. This just makes it so much easier. So anyway, get to work. More little fab stuff. Okay, well, the grinder didn't want to turn off, and I believe I did let the smoke out. That's too bad. Alright, so where we are on this is I have, I'm not sure if I think I did this off camera. So basically just kind of cut a piece out of here. I made a little template out of cardboard, drew some lines, cut out some of the sheet metal, and then basically wrap this back around for a semi OEM look. So if you look over here, it kind of has a similar contour, so I tried to match that here, and then I'll probably at some point come back here and extend that. However, the one thing I need to get done to basically call this radiator mount finished is come in here and find a way to reattach this whole top cross member to the rest of the cross member where I cut it off. So if you remember way back several years ago now, in the beginning of the build, I sawzalled this or angle grinded this right off. It was one whole piece, but what I'm going to do is use these little slices of angle iron and basically make some mounts with captive nuts and 2 bolts on each side so that I can remove it at will, because it's actually really handy to get in here and, you know, if I want to change cams or if I need to pull the engine, God forbid, again, I'll be able to do that. So next thing, I'm just going to come in here and start to mock these up and get the placement right, and then once I get the placement right for them, I'm going to tack weld them together, drill the holes through, weld the captive nuts in, and then come back here, weld it in, and we should be good to go at that point. So, more little fab work / bracket making. Okay, so here is the so here's the finished radiator setup. So you can see kind of in the front of the car, you can't really even see it. It's totally stealth. I do have some masking tape on the grill because I was doing some test fitting with this Dodge B-body grill, which is super nice, and I don't want to change anything on that externally. So probably need to come back and I'll do a whole separate video on the structure for the grill and kind of reframing that. But as far as the radiator, condenser, intercooler, everything fits as it should. And I can still access the cap. The fan, I came back in here and just added some more rib nuts for the shroud, and I have some basically some insulation or guarding, like edging here on the shroud so that it doesn't dig into the radiator. And that's pretty much that. So I've got that wired up, it's positioned correctly. I probably do have to come back in and remodify, or I guess modify my intake pipe, because I did move the radiator back a little bit from when I originally fabbed that up. So that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. There's plenty of room to get a pipe through there. I just have to change the one that I have. So also had to come back in. I don't think I recorded this. Pretty sure I didn't. I had to modify my upper radiator hose and just extend it a little bit again because of the bigger radiator, the difference in placing. It's okay. Sometimes you have to do things more than once to get it right. So that's a wrap. Let me know if you guys have any questions about how I did this, or thoughts, or things you've seen. Well, that's spooky. Brief intermission. Anyway, let me know if you have questions about anything I did here. Happy to answer questions or comment further in the comments, because I guess that's what they're there for. But thank you for watching. Excited to get this done because we're one step closer to getting this thing fired up, and now that I've got a cooling system that's pretty much fully complete and sealed, I can actually leak test and start to do some more of my startup prep. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. We're getting there. LS swap, turbo, Mopar wagon. Awesome.